Enter the Gungeon! It's an excellent game of non-stop, full-on action. You're dodging, you're shooting, you're flipping tables, you're shaking a beehive around that shoots bees and firing a shotgun shell that shoots shotguns. Sometimes you get giant N-words thrown at you, not sure what's up with that. Anyway, the point is, it's a really good game, and I was extremely excited to review it. Then I started playing it, and soon made a discovery that changed the entire premise of this video. Let me tell you a story, let me tell you about that. Many moons ago, when the world was a different place, 2019, I was addicted to this game. I got all the character epilogues, I defeated all the bosses, I did all that good stuff, and I was satisfied, so I put it down for a while. Jump to 2025, present day. I poll my audience to see what you guys would like me to review next, and Gungeon is the winner. But I haven't played the game in 6 years, so I blow the dust off of the game. Remember, it's not a physical copy, and I'm just spitting all over my computer monitor, and I boot up Enter the Gungeon on Steam. I play it for a while, I do a few runs, and that is when I made a groundbreaking discovery. I suck at this game now! I'm needlessly taking damage. I'm dodge rolling the wrong direction. I'm falling into gaps in everywhere that I walk. I'm dying to enemies that never would have stopped me a few years ago. And on my very first run, because I forgot they existed, I died to a mimic! I've beaten the final boss of this game before. I've beaten the true final boss of this game before. Did 6 years of no bullet hell games make me a casual? Did becoming Shinzo Abe's strongest warrior make me bad at video games? And that had me thinking, can I even play this game well enough to review it? Should I just give up now? Should I give up here, pick a different game to review? No way. I don't give up that easy. I got my eyes set on a challenge now. I'm motivated. I'm defeating the final boss. I'm defeating the final boss. And then when I do that, I'm gonna go even further beyond. I don't know where yet, but it's happening. I am getting good at this game again, or this toddler is getting thrown out of a window. This is a story about challenging yourself. It's a story about practice, failure, and success. It's a story of rediscovering a game that I loved many years ago, and I'd like to tell it to you in full. My name is Verac, you are you. Continue sitting back and enjoy the video. Many of you are probably like me and loved this game but haven't played it in a while. Or maybe you've never played it at all and you want to know what it's all about. So, let me give you some context. First, the premise. Are you sitting down for this? It'll be like a movie trailer. Long ago, there was an intimidating fortress on a hill that was struck by an enormous bullet that came from the sky. Nobody knows why that bullet came down or where it came from, but what they do know is this. Within the ruins of that fortress is said to be an ancient, powerful treasure. A gun that can kill the past. Think of the possibilities of a gun that can kill the past. The moment you have the most regrets about, the thing you most wish you could do over. That one time when you were talking to a girl about video games and she asked you what games you liked, expecting you to say Overwatch or Stardew Valley, and you accidentally told her you like Paradox games, and she said, huh? And you were like, oh, they're awesome. They're sort of like an Excel spreadsheet, but with graphics. And she was like, oh, cool. And then you were so embarrassed that you tripped and all the spaghetti fell out of your pockets. You remember that? You can undo that. All of that, if you get this treasure. But the gun that can kill the past is way down in the Gungeon, and it's highly guarded. We're talking 5 floors, absolutely infested with cultists known as the Gundead. Each of those floors with a boss guarding the exit to the next one. And that's not even mentioning the secret floors and the secret bosses. We gotta get good at this game. It's gonna be tough, but I've got a plan. A master plan.
Shing, sparkle, sparkle.
It's a plan with phases and concrete goals that'll show whether or not we are getting good at this game. But before we get into the master plan, we have to cover what the hell the game is even like. Those of you who know this game inside and out, you can skip ahead a few minutes, but there are people in the audience who have never played this game, and they need to understand how it works so that they can understand the stakes. If you're one of those people, enjoy! I'm talking about you, dum-dum! Let's talk about the game mechanics! Enter the Gungeon, first and foremost, is a roguelike, so it's punishing and has some randomness. Dying means losing everything, and starting over from the beginning. Chests have random contents based on rarity, pickups are scarce, and they drop based on luck after clearing a room. Or you gotta buy them, and they're expensive. Floor layouts are different every run, and you don't know which boss you're gonna encounter at the end of the floor until you stroll right into that layer. It might be the Beholster, it might be a Gorgon. You gotta be prepared for anything. Very important note. No, you do not naturally replenish health. So if you finish floor 1's boss with half a heart left, that's what you're working with when you go into the next floor. This is extremely important to remember because it is integral to the master plan, because defeating the final boss means arriving at the final boss with as much health as possible. Minimal damage per floor is key. And how does one avoid damage? The dodge roll. Just don't get hit, forehead. Every attack in this game can be avoided with a proper dodge roll, but it's easier said than done. You can't just spam it or you're gonna take damage while you're flopping around the room like an idiot. That means getting used to the attack patterns of every enemy we see and dodging them at precisely the right time. The more attacks we dodge, the less damage we take, the more health we have at the final boss, and the more mistakes we can make where it matters, instead of using the health on mistakes all the way there. So, memorizing these attack patterns, that's gonna take practice, and practice means using your brain. Are you feeling stupid lately? That's because I've been doing occult rituals every day to sap the brain cells from people who watch my videos but aren't subscribed. Thank you for the generous donation. Subscribe now and I'll give those brain cells back, eventually. Moving on. You get money from killing enemies that haven't damaged you, but everything you wanna buy is expensive. Buy a heart now, and you won't have money for that run-winning item you find later. And if the item isn't expensive and has a question mark next to it, be careful. I know it's sold by a goth chick, but it has scary black fog spawning around it for a reason, okay? I mean, sometimes it's worth it, but it's definitely laced with something, so just use your brain. And lastly, along with hearts, we're on the lookout for keys, ammo, and blanks. You get them the same way you get hearts, which is by luck or by money. Keys are for opening chests to get weapons and items. Better weapon means a shorter boss fight and less time to potentially make mistakes. Ammo is scarce like health, so don't use up all the ammo on your best weapon, taking out small enemies, generally speaking. You want to use a lower tier weapon you care less about, or your starting pistol, which is usually terrible but has infinite ammo. And finally, blanks are the panic button. You use them to get rid of all the projectiles on screen. You get 2 by default every floor, but you can collect more than 2 if you happen to find more. Okay, that's enough about game mechanics and premises and all that shit. It's time to talk about the master plan. Stylized as hashtag master plan. Shout out to VGCW. Just made like 50 people out there really excited. Here it is. Here's the master plan. It's a series of challenges that I'm calling steps, and success at each one will set us up for success at the next. Step 1 is the gun dead. These little guys. We need to reliably dominate them. They infest nearly every room of the Gungeon, and they aren't that hard to take on individually, but do not underestimate them. They want you to get cocky. They want you to get careless. They want you to say, oh, it doesn't matter if I take damage here. I can just kill these little guys quick anyway, even if I take some damage. Oh, well, whatever. It doesn't matter. You start thinking that way, and they slice you up with a million little paper cuts. Then you get to the boss and go, huh, I only have 1 health left. Uh-oh. So, we have to take them seriously. Success at this first step is crucial because step 2 is reliably taking on the bosses of each floor. Each floor has a boss guarding the exit, and we need to take it out without losing our entire health pool. Ideally, while taking no damage at all, so that we can get the master round, which gives us higher max health. More max health, more chances to make mistakes later where it matters more. Such as at step 3, the Dragun, the powerful final boss of floor 5. The final roadblock between us and the gun that can kill the past. Only about 20% of people, 1 in 5, according to Steam achievements, clear the Dragun. 4 out of 5 people either never make it to him, or they give up, or they die every time. Because he's got fire breath, he's got an RPG, he's got twin Uzis, he shoots out knives that shoot for him, and he has a second phase that tests your dodging ability through an entire wall of bullets coming down at you. Suffice to say, he's a hard final boss. But guess what? He's not even the real final boss. The gun that can kill the past isn't our final goal. Our objective is something much more calcium-enriched. Who is this calcium-enriched individual? Well, to find out, we have to make it all the way to the end of the 6th secret floor, known as Bullet Hell. Bullet Hell is huge, and it's filled with the most powerful gun dead in the game. making each individual room a challenge in and of itself. There are no shopkeepers down there and no reliable way of healing, so half of the battle of even trying to fight the final boss is just arriving at it with all of your limbs still attached to your body. But if we can conquer bullet hell, we will arrive at the true final boss, the last step, and my mortal enemy, the Lich. Mr. Bones, Skeleton Clint Eastwood. He is step 5, the true final boss, and by far the hardest thing most players in this game ever face. Look at the amount of bullshit on screen right now. This isn't even his final form. You kill him once and you start celebrating. No, this dude's got 3 phases in his boss fight. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and all 3 are very painful. Yet, somehow, years ago, I beat him. I don't even remember doing it, but I know I did because I got the achievement to prove it. Remember how I showed how about only 20% of people have beaten the Dragun? That's 1 in 5, right? For the Lich, it's half of that. 10%. We're talking 1 in 10 people that have picked up this game have ever beaten the true final boss, which is why he is the perfect final goal for this video. I'll have to survive everything up to him to even get a chance at practicing his fight. So it could take a lot of attempts, but if I can get to him, if I can practice the fight, memorize the attacks, fire back as much as possible, and dodge precisely, if I can get good and make it into that top 10% again, I'll be satisfied. Now, we've covered the important context for this game so everyone knows what's going on, and we've clearly established the goals we want to achieve. But before I show you what improving at this game looks like, let me show you the opposite. Let me show you what completely fucking up everything looks like. Here's what my first run looked like after 6 years of not playing. First time I boot up the game, I picked the pilot because he's obviously the best character and head straight for the shortcut that leads to floor 2. I'm thinking, I don't need to play through floor 1. I got this. I can take on any gun dead that comes my way, whether it's floor 1, floor 2, floor 100 for all I care. Overconfidence would never slowly or insidiously kill me. I'm built different. Let's do this. I take a moment to remember the controls. I grab my little freebie weapon for skipping floor 1 and proceed into floor 2. Apologies if my aim looks a little weird. I was using my ergonomic mouse during this before I realized the controller was way more comfortable. That's true, by the way, but also, if you see me take any damage, it's because the sun was in my eyes and my feet hurt, and my little brother was actually the one playing at the time, and as I went from room to room, you can see my muscle memory kicking in real time. And I gotta say, pat myself on the back here a little bit, I actually did pretty well against the gun dead for my first time back in 6 years. I didn't take any damage from these regular grunt enemies, and mostly just used good positioning to avoid their projectiles. Didn't need to dodge much. I found the shopkeeper, and I was feeling confident, having cleared out 5 or so rooms already, so I'm like, oh, there's a big scary door with a skull on it. Yeah, we can take that. And I was thinking at the time, this is the floor boss. I can go to the next floor right away. I'm on a roll. I'm on fire. No, turns out this is a mini-boss, one that specifically restricts your movement to the bottom half of the screen and then restricts it further with walls of fire. This moment was when I realized how bad I was at dodging. I was dodging when I didn't even need to and then getting punished for it. He's spawning enemies. I'm panicking. Holy shit, I'm taking so much damage. Only when I have 1 health left do I remember that blanks exist, so I throw one of those out, remove all the projectiles around me, saving my ass in that moment. I use my last bullet to finish off the boss from the top corner of the arena. Boom, baby! Oh my god, I can't believe I survived that. I actually beat that with the last... A mimic? You! Total time alive, 5 minutes and 27 seconds. Welcome to Enter the Gungeon. So I'm kicked back to the character select and I choose my main man pilot once more. And this is actually a good time to talk about the characters since we're here anyway. They're called Gungeoneers. These are people who have flocked from all over the galaxy to try to claim the gun that can kill the past. This is a galaxy-wide event, so we're talking space pilots, space marines, space convicts, woman with dog, etc. All of these guys come with an infinite ammo pistol and a dodge roll, which are the important things, so you can basically just pick whoever speaks to you the most. If you want a balanced character who's good at pretty much everything, pick the Marine. If you want a character who comes with a decent primary weapon, pick the Huntress. If you want a woman who is angry all the time, pick Therapy. But once you give up on that, you can pick the Convict. There's also the Bullet, who has a sword instead of a gun, and the Robot, who has exclusively armor instead of health. And I enjoy all the characters to some degree, but my favorite is the Pilot. Let me tell you why. The Pilot comes equipped with a cool laser pistol. And by cool, I mean it's one of the worst weapons in the entire game. But to make up for it, he comes with several strong starting items. First, the Hidden Compartment. This gives him more ammo and an extra active item slot. There are some strong active items in this game, like the ones that can make you invincible for a short duration, so being able to have 2 at once is huge. Next is his disarming personality, which gives him 15% off at all stores. Why does that sound familiar? Except for Bullet Hell, there are shops on every single floor, so you get a lot of value out of this ability. Pilot's last item is an active called the Trusty Lockpicks. It gives a chance at opening any lock without the need of a key, which can be a precious resource in the Gungeon. But if you're unlucky and fail that chance, the lock will shut permanently, and even a key won't open it. According to the wiki, your chances of unlocking or permanently shutting a lock are a 50-50 with these lockpicks, and I'm here to tell you that that is completely incorrect. I can tell you from experience that these lockpicks smell desperation. So you have to sort of act like a tsundere anime girl, you know, be a little prickly about it, like Asuka or Vegeta.
You've made me proud, my son.
And be like, yeah, whatever, I don't even care if I get the weapon that's in this chest anyway. It's not like I like you or anything, baka. Do that and it will always unlock. Always, 100% of the time. As you can see, with this loadout, Pilot has very strong snowball potential. And you can ignore what I said earlier about all 4 of the characters being viable because he's obviously the best one, which is why we're picking him again for the next run. Okay, run number 2. Engage the master plan. We're talking step 1, the gun dead. I was surprised at how well I engaged with them in the first run, so let's see if we can replicate that and continue it forward. Do even better. We didn't take a shortcut this time, so there's no freebie weapon. I'm stuck with this pistol. All right, let's do this. Room 1, we're good. Cleared out pretty well. Room 2 is where the problems start. I screw this up so badly, and I take hits twice in the very second room of the first floor. But this is a good example as to why you gotta take the gun dead seriously, and a good example as to why you gotta learn how to dodge. Let's rewind that. Let's analyze how badly I fucked that up, okay? We got 1 regular bullet. He's nothing special. He fires 1 shot periodically. But then we got this solid snake-looking motherfucker. Much scarier. He tracks you much more accurately for where you're moving. Then up top, we have an AK-47 wielding bullet just spraying all over the fucking place with another regular bullet near him too. My idea here in the moment was to use this table as cover, but I was way too slow in kicking it over. I needed to get here faster with a dodge, or I needed to just commit a direction and go up or to the right instead of hanging right there in the middle with the table. Now, this may seem like an excessive analysis, but this is how we achieve step 1, by learning what these enemies can do and improving accordingly. After all, it's just like that famous quote. You have to be really, really dog shit at something before you can be good at it. I think Sun Tzu said that, or maybe me. First chest I see. Despite having a key, like a true Pilot player, I decide I want to lockpick it instead. I tell the chest it's not even like I want the item it has anyway, and it instantly opens. I'm telling you, this works every time, and I get the Cog of Battle. Many, many items and weapons in this game are references to other games and shows and things, and this is a good example of one. This item changes your reload to a Gears of War style active reload, where you can do it a little bit faster if you have good timing. So I grab that, I clear out this next room, and a green chest spawns for me, which is super lucky. Oh man, I could really use a new weapon. Fuck, I forgot to be Vegeta about it. Then, I enter this fancy looking room with a wizard painting over the fireplace, right? Veterans of the Gungeon will know. This is the room where you can unlock a secret level. To unlock it, you have to push this water barrel into the fireplace, hit a button inside of the fireplace after it's been extinguished, then go to the newly revealed room on your map with a couple of keys. You'll need the keys to open up the trap door, unless you're Pilot, in which case you can just try lockpicking them, you know, just let your shit hang, king. Go down this trapdoor and you can hit up the secret floor, the oubliette escalier, or the sewers for cowards who are too afraid to mispronounce the frog language like I do. But for now, this is run number 2, so I remember something is up with this room, but I don't know exactly what. I am actively becoming Gandalf for a moment, analyzing the room like I'm translating Elvish code on a door, threatening to smash Pippin's head on the concrete for daring to interrupt me.
What are you going to do then?
Knock your head against these doors, Peregrine Took!
But I didn't have a Frodo to help me solve this puzzle yet, so I decided to leave. I'm tired of the mind games, just give me the— ooh, shot bow! Lucky chest drop, got a scope for better accuracy. That Lich is as good as dead, I'm ready for the boss. For floor 1, the boss could be one of 3 possibilities. The Bullet King, the Gatling Gull, or the Trigger Twins. And who do we got? The Bullet King. The Bullet King is pretty scary up close. He's got multiple different attacks that have a tight spread at the start, but are easier to dodge the further away you are, so pro tip, do not dodge directly into him for no reason like I do here. I literally couldn't tell you why I did that. But I prove who's the real king here soon enough with the trusty shot bow. Don't look at my health, it was literally the easiest fight of my entire life. I dance on the king's throne for a while, kill the chancellor, then pick up my prize. It's a new gun called the Rattler. It's a shotgun with a snake on it. What more could you ever want? We're gonna speed up the analysis a bit from here. We're on floor 2 now, and my muscle memory with the gun dead is starting to kick in. We're still making a few mistakes, but nothing that I can't heal back with what I'm provided on each floor. Ghosts? Whack. Cubes? Whack. Lead Maiden? Whack. Me? I'm tight as fuck! Gun dead ain't nothing to me, man. They forgot that I'm him. I'm barely having any problems with him at this point. That is step 1 completed. All right, floor 2, it's boss time. Who do we got? The Ammo-Conda. Look at this dodging. Oh my God, I'm so good at this game. No, wait, don't hit me. No, wait. All in all, the fight with the Ammo-Conda goes significantly better than it did with the Bullet King, and we have almost full health by the end of it. And for our efforts, we are given the Heart of Ice item. This is a passive that gives more health, very nice, and it shoots out ice shards at attackers whenever you take damage, which is an amazing excuse as to why I may ever take damage ever again during this run. I'm simply DPS maxing, do not question me. We're gonna take a quick break from run number 2 to talk about the weapons and the items in this game, because there are a lot of them. We're not gonna cover all of them, but I do want to explain them a little bit and show some of my favorites. Weapons and items in Enter the Gungeon come in different qualities, from D tier to S tier. S tier are the most crazy, rare, and also most fun items and weapons. For example, the Patriot. It's got high capacity, piercing bullets, but that's not what makes it S tier. What makes it S tier is also the fire rate. Compare that to the Derringer. This is a D tier weapon, and it is worthless. It does so little damage. In this clip, I got it for free from a chest that didn't have a lock on it. If you used a key to unlock a chest and got the Derringer, rest assured, that key was worth more to you than the Derringer is. And before some people in the comments go, oh, but it has a couple synergies that make it like, oh, kind of viable. No, just fuck off. Instead, here are some D-tier weapons that are actually kind of good. First example, the Fossilized Gun. On its own, this thing is an oil-spilling fire hazard to both you and your enemies, but if you get lucky and find an item that makes you immune to fire, oh baby, this thing goes nuts. Example number 2, the Sling. This is a super basic weapon. You're literally just throwing rocks at your enemies. It's kinda mediocre. But when you use it versus a boss, it gets a 2.5 damage multiplier. Look at how it chunks them. Wow! You pick this thing up and you have a dedicated boss killer for practically the entire run. Okay, back to run 2. We are on floor 3, people, and at this point, regular rooms are no problem at all. I picked up a couple new guns too, a laser rifle and a beam weapon called the Moon Scraper, although the shot bow is still my main weapon of choice. With step 1 thoroughly out of the way, we can fully focus on step 2 now, reliably dealing with the floor bosses. So let's see what we got this time. The Dreadnought! First thing I do when I'm fighting the Treadnought here, as you can see, is I take a ton of damage right away. This is a bold strategy that, remember, is purely for damage maxing with the Heart of Ice and is completely intentional. Oh god, oh fuck, oh god, oh. But somehow, through my real life maxed out luck stat, I scrape by with just 1 health left. Again, for our efforts at this boss, we are rewarded with the Ring of Mimic Friendship. This is a D tier item of the terrible trash variety. It just makes it so that any chest that would have been a mimic is a regular chest now. Mimics aren't that common in the first place by default, so this isn't terribly impactful, is what I would say if I hadn't died to a mimic during my very first run right before this. So for me, right now, S tier item, baby. Can you imagine if this pedestal was also a mimic and I died to it right here on my second run, 2 in a row right at the beginning? I would actually become a terrorist. Anyway, floor 4. We are 1 floor away from the dragon. Things are getting real here. The Gundead are getting more and more difficult. Nothing we can't handle, but we gotta stay on our toes.
So good at this game!
I clear out floor 4 pretty handily, but I have a hard time finding health to replenish all the damage I took during the Treadnought fight, which is a big problem. I do end up finding a good pistol called the Git Gud, though. This is an A tier weapon that does excellent damage, so we might have a solid chance at the boss despite the health situation. Let's give it our best shot. The Kill Pillars! I'm gonna be real with you guys. I had vague memories of the previous bosses we fought so far. These Kill Pillars, I don't remember what they do at all. Please pray for me. I whip out the Git Gud and I see they're heading to the center, so I run to the corner to stay away from whatever projectiles are surely gonna come my way. Oh, no. Turns out the Kill Pillars want you to start in the middle. I did not know this. I survived the Kill Pillars for all of about 20 seconds. But hey, a 30-minute run to floor 4 on the second try, up from 5 minutes the first time. Run number 2 by comparison? Huge improvement, not bad at all. Now, we just need to practice those bosses. We're officially in step 2 now, so let's talk about the floor bosses. There are 12 of them in total, with each floor having 1 of 3 potential encounters each. Now, I know you people love your funny lists, and I wanted to briefly introduce each boss anyway, so I've devised a genius solution. It's the brand new, award-winning Verac scale of hatred. By the way, make sure to leave a comment about how impressed you are with my skills of an artist. What is the scale of hatred? Well, it's not exactly how difficult the boss is. It's more of a measurement of how annoyed I am when fighting a particular boss. I might be annoyed because a boss is difficult, but that's not always the case. Now, I didn't make this list just after run 2, what you've seen so far. I made this list after playing for like 200 hours, so you may be surprised by some of the placements. First up is the Bullet King. Tight spread close, widespread far, he's not that bad, except that his crowns don't match. I found a mistake in the game, turn it off, refund it sucks my heart. Anyway, he's low hatred. Gatling Gull!
Tweet! Ha ha ha! As promised, Heavy will now lay egg in your mouth.
Oh god! Medium. Trigger Twins. These guys are one of my favorite bosses to fight. They're not too easy, they're not too hard, they present a few different mechanics that get you used to later bosses with similar moves that are harder and faster. They are great. Low on the scale. Moving on to floor 2, we have the Amoconda. Bullets are snaking around everywhere. The boss itself tries to slam into you. Stationary enemies spawn and shoot at you from off screen. If the snake eats them, it gets powered up. The enemies have high health, and if you try to shoot them, sometimes you waste your ammo trying to kill them because they get eaten anyway. This fight is fucking annoying. High levels of hatred. I love this guy. He's a chill boss. All of his attacks are fair and dodgeable. He's great. Sometimes though, you'll find a glitched out chest, and if you open it, it sends you to a different dimension where the beholster is there, and then he'll be all tweaking out and astral projecting a second version of himself. That fight is not chill at all. Regular version of him though, low hatred. Love this guy. Dragun! I'm very sorry to the 10 women in my audience, but the only female boss is such an easy fight. She is so boring that it kind of irritates me when I have to fight her because it's just nothing. So she goes in medium. Now we got floor 3, starting with the cannonball rod. This guy is probably the most balanced fight of floor 3, although sometimes the bouncing cannonball attacks come from directions you can't immediately see, which is slightly annoying. Medium. Dreadnought! If you had to fight this guy in an open arena, it would be hell on earth. But thanks to all the pillars that you can block his attacks with, he's not bad. Low tier. Mind Flayer! My name is not important. What is important is what I'm going to do. I just hate this f***ing illithid and these explosive f***s that can't be removed in any way. Extremely high tier. Moving on to floor 4, we have the High Priest. I don't know if the High Priest just statistically doesn't show up very often or what, but I swear to God, in all the time I spent playing the game for this video, I saw him maybe twice, ever. I'm serious, I haven't even seen this guy enough to have an opinion on him. I don't know you. So my official ranking for him is Who Kill Pillars? Despite me dying to them earlier because of ignorance, once you know their attack patterns, they're not so bad. Ring around the rosy, run away from the big angry statues that try to stomp on you, and you just shoot in their general direction. Bada bing, bada boom. Floor 4 done. Low tier, not bad. Wallmonger! Oh god! No. There's so much shit on screen! Medium, he's kind of fun actually. Now that we've established what all the bosses are, it's time to practice fighting them. We're gonna do this passage of time training montage style. So I'm gonna go get good at the bosses, and I'll see you in a bit. That's step 2 completed. We have entered the forge now, and we're looking at step 3. And as I clear out the forge room by room, I'm thinking about that dragon, and I'm thinking about the odds of actually beating it on the first try. On one hand, we got a pretty good loadout this run. I've been playing well, so we got plenty of hearts. Started as the bullet, but found a clown mask, and now I'm Dallas from Payday with 2 little chainses that I gave firearms because I thought it would be funny. We've also got a pet owl that occasionally deflects bullets, on top of having several good weapons, including the combine gun. On the other hand, I have very little memory of this boss's attacks other than it having 2 phases, so I'm gonna have to react to its moves on the fly. I'm also remembering how Steam achievements say that only about 20% of the player base has beaten the dragon, something that I learned while making this video, and knowing that is making me just a little more nervous. It is very much in the back of my head now that most people who play this game, 4 out of 5 Gungeoneers, either never reach the dragon or get obliterated by it. Now, I know that I've beaten the dragon before, I've got the achievement to prove it, but that was many years ago. Am I ready for it now? I don't know. But the only way to find out is to try. I head to the boss room, and I brace myself. This is gonna hurt. The fight begins, the dragon starts with a fire breath attack. I dodge a little bit at first and then immediately take damage. I'm already taking damage and the fight is hardly started. No, it's over. He's gonna eat me. I'm gonna get vored by this dragon and it's gonna get depicted on some f***ing degenerate DeviantArt page. But then, something in my brain just clicked. It's like I had an ancestral vision. My eyes glazed over and a coyote version of Johnny Cash appeared before me to instruct me on how to defeat the dragon. Hey! Knock it off!
Sorry. I am a coyote.
He said, Verac, don't get bored. And I said, thank you, Johnny Cash, I won't. So I locked the f in. I was bobbing, I was weaving, I was using blanks. And I wasn't defending myself, I was blasting the dragon, and my 2 little chainsy boys were blasting it the whole time, no matter what I was doing too. And all together, the 3 of us got him down to the 2nd phase while only taking 3 damage. For a very first try attempt at the dragon, 3 damage? That's nothing. We get to phase 2. He's hurling bullets down from the sky, and I am dodging it with precision. He does it one more time. We bring him down to 0 health. That is a dead dragon, a step 3 completed, and might I add, the easiest game of my life.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!
With step number 3 completed and the dragon conquered, we're now ready for the next challenge. Step number 4, Bullet Hell. Bullet Hell is the secret 6th floor of the Gungeon. It's a bonus stage that's only eligible to people who have completed the character epilogues of the 4 main Gungeoneers. Luckily, I passed that bar a long time ago, so we don't have to worry about unlocking it again. To enter it, after defeating the dragon, we simply walk up toward the gun that can kill the past, how we normally would. Make sure to walk straight through the middle here, and get grabbed by this giant skeleton hand. Boom. Welcome to Detroit. I have a pretty insane build this run, and I'm feeling big from that dragon victory, so I don't hesitate, and I start immediately tearing through the place room by room. I'm treating it like I would treat floors 1 through 5, the floors that I'm used to. Those levels are easy for me now. I can kind of zone out, rely on muscle memory, and just listen to a video to pass the time until I get to a boss. Bullet Hell is not like that. You have to treat Bullet Hell like a boss fight and pause your listening for a bit, or it will physically reach out of your monitor and slap the shit out of you. I did not slow down. I did not pay enough attention to my health, and then I died. This is why Bullet Hell gets its own step, unlike the other floors. It is a war of attrition with the Lich. You have bought a ticket to Mr. Bones' Wild Ride, and there are no breaks. There is no shopkeeper to buy health or ammo at. There are no chest rooms, so no new weapons either. The layout of the floor is a gargantuan sprawling maze. It loops around in some places and leads you to dead ends in the other. Meanwhile, you're dealing with each room having multiple waves of the most powerful gun dead you've faced so far. In short, it's a big fucking ordeal. From here on out, the full playthroughs start taking a significantly longer time. After all, we have to make it through 5 full floors of gun dead plus bosses before we can even attempt to take on Bullet Hell. Hypothetically, I could take shortcuts to get there faster at the expense of a better loadout, but we all saw what happened the first run. That's some bad juju, and I ain't falling for it again. However, the upside of not taking shortcuts is that we're not missing out on anything the game has to offer, including some huge discoveries that I'll talk about in a bit. Point is, for now, from here, I'm gonna start boiling down each of these runs to its most important bits. To catch you up to speed, that last attempt defeating the dragon the first time, that was run number 6. Let's move ahead. Run number 7. I take a risk, spice things up by playing the robot, who has no health, only armor. I make it to floor 5, and then I die! Run number 8. Screw robots, all my homies hate clankers. We pilot now. I make it past the forge. I face the dragon. I bring down its health to enter phase 2. And then I die! Run number 9. It's the convict for today, and I'm feeling confident. I clear the forge. I face the dragon. I shoot him until he dies. Whoa! However, one problem. Only 1 full heart left. Not enough to reasonably take on Bullet Hell. I used this as a good opportunity to see my first epilogue since coming back to the game. After all, I wanted to get footage of this anyway. The Convict's epilogue involves the Mafia trying to get her. Looks like last time they were successful. This time, we change fate. We shoot him up, we don't die, we killed a big boss, roll credits. Then we get that sweet, sweet endgame message. Killed by nobody. You did great. Woo! Anyway, back to our main goal. Run number 10. Plane pilot with a great loadout. We got plenty of guns, we float over everything in our Bullet King chair, we got an Elder Blank for free blank usage whenever it's off cooldown. This is the God run, baby. We clear the dragon, and then enter Bullet Hell with just 3 health and 1 armor. Some damage is taken, but thanks to my real-life maxed out luck stat, the same damage is healed back. Would I say that I mastered Bullet Hell on my second try? No, but I'm dodging more, I'm killing faster, using less ammo to do it than my first attempt. We are overcoming this war of attrition, we are focused, and we end up making it out of this maze on the second try to find the final boss door, which means that step 4 is completed. So now, there's nothing left to do but fight the final boss. Step 5, the Lich. The amount of mistakes I can make are limited, so I pause the game to take a breather, resume, and finally enter the room of the true final boss. Phase 1, here we go. He starts it off by immediately firing a homing bullet. We dodge those. He spins hundreds of projectiles around. We weave through those. He fans the hammer. We dodge those too. He summons little gravestones and fires circular waves of bullets. I dodge, accidentally charm one of the gravestones to my side, then get some breathing room with my Elder Blank. By the time he tries to repeat his spinning pattern and summon some more gravestones, I've already whittled his health down to nothing. Phase 1 of the Lich has just been defeated, and I didn't even take a single hit. This is literally the easiest game of my life. Uh-oh. So, phase 2, as you can see, is a little scary looking, and I'm realizing in this moment that it also has an eerily familiar room layout. Oh no. Johnny Cash Coyote, take the wheel! I'm panicking. I use my Elder Blank and a regular blank at the same time. I dodge too late. I'm not ready for the barrage of small projectiles he sends from the right. I should have tried to stay in the middle. He sends lines of bullets horizontally. I use my last blank, I fire my last power shot, and take my last hit. The God Run ended on phase 2 of the Lich. Well, Lich ain't dead yet. Time to try again. Whoa, boy. Run number 11, playing as the Marine. I make it all the way back to the Lich, and then I got killed by the fucking Mind Flayer. This was the moment I realized the Githyanki are and have always been correct about the Illithids. I'm sold. Curb stomp all Mind Flayers into the concrete. Run number 12. Here I actually do make it back to bullet hell for real this time, and then I die. This stupid game. I needed to relax after all that, so later that night I was winding down having a couple of strong drinks while talking to a friend over Discord, when, just for fun, I decided to boot up Enter the Gungeon. You know, just to see what happens. Now, I know this will shock you, but as it turns out, when you're intoxicated and distracted, you actually play significantly better at video games than usual. Look here, in run number 13, I do die, but only after making it all the way to floor 2. And then in run number 14, I make it to the final boss of floor 1. I'm so good at this game, it's ridiculous. Run number 15, I sober up, run it back as pilot, kick the dragon's ass, attempt the pilot's epilogue, and then I die! I need to go to bed. Shoo, me. All right, it's a new day and new discoveries are going to be made. Run number 16, I'm playing as the Huntress. I'm clearing out floor number 2, I'm blasting fools with my ice gun, when suddenly I notice something. There's a weird distorted patch of colors on the floor. I walk over to it, I press the interact button. I'm that guy Eminem was talking about. Venom, venom, venom. I looked to the internet for answers about what kind of space symbiote I just picked up, and that's when I learned that apparently there's not just one, but 2 secret characters that I had yet to unlock. The first secret character is the Paradox. You unlock the Paradox by first absorbing some space goop like we just did on floors 2, 3, or 4. This is where not taking shortcuts works out in our favor because we have more chances to find these. They're not guaranteed to show up. If the goop puddles don't spawn for you, try asking Jesus to murder people that you don't like. I hear that helps. Anyway, become Tom Hardy, beat the game, and then you've got a new character. The Paradox is what you get when you play around with a gun that can kill the past a little bit too much. Literally a paradox in the space-time continuum, so it's all of the characters at once, and it has a randomized starting loadout. Pretty cool. But here's the thing. If you beat the Lich with the Paradox, you then have a chance at unlocking the second secret character. And killing the Lich is something that I wanted to do anyway, so it's time to kill a bunch of birds with a rock. Okay, so there's our side quests added to the menu. Back to run number 16, right? Huntress grabs Venom 1 on DVD, kill the bosses, kill the dragon, go to bullet hell, die in bullet hell, and forget to hit the clip button so you don't have footage of it. Don't worry about it because I need to tell you about the second side quest we're on now. That f***ing rat that I hate. The resourceful rat. This guy appears for most players as a simple nuisance. Leave something in a room, go away, come back to it, and the rat will have taken it and replaced it with a message calling you an idiot. But for those who hate the Skaven menace enough, i.e., Me. The resourceful rat is also a secret boss that you can go and try to take your revenge on. Keyword being try, because getting to him is a whole process. You have to buy the gnawed key on floor 2 for a more $1 billion. Then you have to find this hidden trapdoor on floor 3, unlock it with a normal key, go down this tunnel, open up these secret walls with 2 blanks or armor, and then use the gnawed key to enter the rat's lair. Once you're in the lair itself, make sure you don't go the wrong way or you'll be kicked out to the next floor. What's the right way? Well, to find that out, you actually need him to steal from you multiple times in previous runs, because the correct way to navigate the maze is different for every player, and it's on these notes where he's calling you a dum-dum, but he left these little cheese wheel directions on every single one of them. So you gotta look at all these mean Xbox Live messages he's left for you to find out the way through the maze. So, for example, for me, it's down, right, up, right, down. Or DRUD for short. We're currently on run 17. I've already added getting these new characters to my list, so now I'm like, should I kill the rat too? I could technically do it on the way to the Lich, so sure, why not? I buy the gnawed key, I run around on floor 3, find the trap door, but I have no regular keys to open it. Oh well, damn it, that's alright. We'll try again for the rat later today. For now, I need to go die to an ice block on floor 4. For 2 runs afterward, I ignore the rat, temporarily. Run number 18, I die to a jammed, double damaged dragon, and then again in the next run, I beat the dragon, make it to bullet hell, and then I... This is that fucking rat's fault, I just know it. Run number 20, I choose the pilot and decide, screw the Lich, Sigmar has commanded me that I gotta kill this rat. I got the gnawed key, I got a regular key, I got blanks, a grenade launcher, a couple of buddies, and a dream. No, not that one, the other one. There we go. The rat's lair is filled with some decently challenging enemies, but with the practice we've gotten in bullet hell, it's not so bad. I follow the directions and make it to a room with ammo and hearts, which is the last chance to resupply before fighting the rat. We go back up the way we came and enter the boss room. Okay, so turns out the rat is a lot harder than I remember. I went in blind this first time, but I looked it up afterwards and I saw that not only does he have 3 phases, just like the final boss, but more Enter the Gungeon players have beaten the Lich than have beaten the rat. Is the rat actually stronger than the Lich? I may have made a mistake, and maybe he's not a side quest. Maybe I ought to do this later. Oh, fuck! The next handful of playthroughs were cursed by vermin magic or something. I either die to the Lich, or I'm fucking around on a secret floor and I die to an entirely new boss that isn't relevant to our story. But not before getting my items stolen by a rat! You! Whatever Skaven magic curse he placed on me, though, lifted on run number 27. It's during this run that I checked the wiki page real quick for the paradox again, and I realized, oh, you don't have to beat the Lich to unlock the paradox, you just have to beat any epilogue with any character. Okay! We use the gun that can kill the past on the Huntress, kill her epilogue boss, and finally unlock the paradox! Woo! Now, to unlock that second super secret character, we just gotta beat the Lich as the Paradox. Like I said earlier, I wanted to beat the Lich anyway, so we're just gonna play Paradox from now on. We're gonna start with a random loadout every time until we beat that bone man to death. First Paradox playthrough, run number 28. I make it to bullet hell, I blow up a wall and discover a secret gun-eating chest. Holy shit, cool. And then I die. Run number 29, rat. Run number 30, we find that secret chest in bullet hell again. We feed it a bunch of weapons and get a cool new unlock called the Gunslinger's Ashes. It's a gun that shoots out a little guy and then that little guy shoots out a little bullet. All right, we get to the Lich, we take down phase 1. And then in phase 2, we use the Gunslinger's Ashes, which works so well that we die immediately after. Right after I took this footage, I labeled this clip, I die, big surprise, so you can tell where I'm at mentally at this stage. Run number 31, I take 1 damage at the Trigger Twins. I can simply feel in my gut that this is not the run. The stars are not aligned, Mercury is in retrograde, etc. Restart.
Stars! Can't do it. Not today.
Run number 32. This time, the stars are aligned. Very first floor, we find this gun called the Yari launcher. In terms of raw damage output, this thing might be the most ridiculous gun I've ever seen in the entire game. Just look at this damage. Holy Jesus. And on top of that, at some point in the run, we also grabbed this item called the Ruby Bracelet. On its own, it's shit. But, and I didn't know this until this run, but this weapon is actually upgradable by the blacksmith in the forge. She's the one who gives you the bullet that can kill the past. And even when I don't need the bullet, I tend to just talk to her out of habit. What's up, girl? How you doing? Etc, etc. Ooh, unique dialogue. What's going on here? We got a permanently upgraded Ruby Bracelet. This even works for future runs. It's just gonna stay upgraded, and it's got a brand new ability. To activate the new ability, you just run around for a little bit with this item without dodging, and you'll get this aura around you. Then, you dodge roll into an enemy when you're lit up, and boom! 10 gabillion damage! I can't believe how well this run is going. I've got 4 master rounds, I've got the Yari launcher and the Ruby Bracelet. This is the Phase 2 dying, god damn it! Give it up for day 33. Turns out the paradox can spawn with the clown mask. Haven't even gone anywhere and I already have a little buddy.
Don't act dumb.
Love that. I get the drill item, which is also payday related, so it gives me another payday crew member. Great run so far. Then I find an S tier chest containing a clone. An extra life? Oh, that's game. It's in the bag. Especially because when you respawn, you get to keep all your weapons and items. So it's time for a heist, boys. We're gonna loot this Gungeon for all it's worth and then start from the beginning. At some point, we also got Helix bullets too, which makes our bullets do this bullshit. More damage overall, and it looks cool, but do not attempt the shooting gallery minigame with these equipped. Your bullets will just do this. Cool. Kill the Gorgon, acquire the Morning Star. I'm skimming over a lot of smaller passives and items we've gotten so far, so here's a quick update of what boss fights look like now with our loadout. Kill the dragon, go to bullet hell, and I gotta tell you, at this point in the game, with our loadout and a guaranteed extra life, I'm honestly just fucking around. I kinda wanna respawn, so I can just get an even more ridiculous loadout, and that's exactly what happened. I let bullet hell take me. I respawn with my entire kit still there, and go through the Gungeon again. We're collecting more items, more weapons, more max HP from more master rounds. By the time I get to the kill pillars on floor 4, I feel like I'm the final boss, and the kill pillars are trying to survive against my giant space lasers. But they don't. They die and reward me with another insane item, the Super Hot Watch. Now time slows down when I stop moving. I go to bullet hell, I find a teapot that burns in an AoE when it reloads, and it synergizes with my entire crew. Look at all these AoE circles. This is the Verac zone. Outsiders will be burned by a space turtle. Anyway, I've had my fun. We have an insanely good loadout, tons of max HP. It's time to kill the Lich. One of the other weapons I've got on hand is called the triple gun. When the triple gun gets down to very low ammo, it turns into a giant laser that does this. So phase 1 ends very quickly. Phase 2, I bust out the planet launcher, one of my other weapons. I'm doing so much damage with so much health to work with, I am simply too powerful for this small skeleton man. And he throws me for the first time into phase 3. That's probably not good. Now he really is a tiny little skeleton guy, and he's throwing a million bullets all over the screen, but I have more damage and more health than he does, so I'm winning, and handily at that. The Lich is about to die. Finally, after so many tries. But I don't feel as happy about it as I thought I would. It feels too easy. I bring the Lich down to his last chunk of health, and then I just stand there for a moment. I think this is when I fully realized that I'm not satisfied by this. This doesn't feel like I got good. This feels like I was carried by having 2 amazing playthroughs worth of items. Granted, it wasn't all just luck. I had so much max HP because I earned those master rounds by taking no damage from the floor bosses, but it still just didn't feel quite right. I contemplated this feeling for just a second or two, then my crew finished off the Lich. I hardly had to do anything. I had defeated the Lich. Game prompted me to shoot him with the gun that can kill the past, and I was rewarded by getting sent back to the start again. but not because of a clone this time. This time it was because the game was giving us a chance to unlock that final secret character. His name is the Gunslinger, and he is very overpowered. He comes with an amazingly good starting pistol and an S-tier passive item that makes all weapons behave as if they have synergies in your loadout. It is ridiculous. And to unlock him as a playable character from the character select, we now have to go kill the Lich again. But despite how powerful the Gunslinger is, my heart just isn't in it. Sure, I get a couple of master rounds and I make it through bullet hell, but I'm playing sloppy. I don't feel like I earned it. I face off versus the Lich with 1 heart to spare and am instantly shot down by a homing projectile. I didn't even bother to dodge it. I knew in my gut that I had to try again. But this time, no clones, no second chances. Run number 34. We're running it back as the Paradox, and this time, we don't have a super crazy loadout. In fact, this run was so mundane that I didn't even bother to take much footage of it until I got to the Lich's door. Got a few good items, like this active item, the Big Boy, which nukes the screen and removes projectiles. We've got some decent laser weapons on top of a passive that splits projectiles for a little more damage. Not a bad loadout by any means, but it's nothing crazy. Your average player would still probably get absolutely mogged by any boss that they're unfamiliar with, but I am very familiar with the Lich at this point, and I'm feeling confident. I've got just 4 hearts to spare and 2 blanks, which is exactly how I want it. I don't want too many excuses for making mistakes. This time, I intend on earning that Lich kill. We can do this. Phase 1, here we go. Motherfucker. Big Boy is a free blank. Here we go. Hey, only 1 damage taken on phase 1. Okay. Yep, taken. Yeah. Hit me with something. Blanked. God damn it. Oh. Okay. I won that through DPS. I did not dodge. I did not dodge as much as I could have there. Okay, phase 3. Oh my fucking god. Woo! I don't know where that came from. Why did I take damage? Why is he poisoning me? Why am I being poisoned? Where is the poison? I was standing in the Big Boy poison, but there wasn't an AoE for it. Oh my god, I could have died to my own fucking poison there. Oh, got you, you bitch! Get fucked! I did it. Oh yeah, we still have to unlock the Gunslinger. Where was I? This run as the Gunslinger afterward was ridiculously fun. This was the reward the game was giving me for having accomplished so much. Here you go, Verac. Here's a playthrough with the perfect conditions for you to absolutely obliterate everything in your path. Have fun. And obliterate and have fun I did. The Gunslinger's passive that gives synergy to all the weapons you pick up makes him an absolute monster. And I was still in the zone, so I was was taking 0 damage at almost every boss. By the time I got back around to Bullet Hell, I had something like 10 full hearts, several powerful weapons, and an active item that made me invincible. Not only was I ready to fight all 3 phases of the Lich again, I was looking forward to it. Here we go, once again, the Lich, this time with screaming. Now, something you all might notice while watching that I didn't notice at the time because I was so focused on trying to dodge projectiles is that this fight is a little different from the original Lich fight. You see, there's 2 health bars down here and 2 Liches. I didn't notice this until I first popped my spectral ring item and could take a moment to look around while invincible. Here's the thing, you know how you use the gun that can kill the past on yourself to start an epilogue and change your character's history? Remember how we just used that gun on the Lich as the paradox? That's right, the gunslinger is the Lich, and we're in his epilogue right now, killing his future bony self before he turns into it. Or maybe killing his current bony self, or his past bony self. I don't know. There's some time travel paradox bullshit going on right now, which is why there's 2 Liches instead of 1. Anyway, phase 1 of this boss isn't terribly challenging, and I soon bring both of these Liches down, ready for phase 2. Lost like half of my health. Wait, that was it? That was it? I thought I'd have to do 2 more phases. What? Yeah, apparently this version of the final boss is doubled up, but just has the 1 phase. So as the credits roll, I sat there stunned. It was done. Not only did I beat the Lich, I did it 3 times. Every challenge I set in front of myself was completed. I even unlocked some new characters along the way as a bonus. It was an amazing feeling. I felt accomplished. I felt like I got good. I went to go pat my toddler on the head, let her know that she was safe from being thrown out the window, for now, and then I booted up into the Gungeon again, because there was still one thing I had left to do. It wasn't originally on my list. I didn't plan on it at the start, but it felt like the right thing. I gotta kill that rat. Step 6. The resourceful rat. I've had enough of this dude. Keeps stealing my shit. He calls me a dum-dum. He needs to die. So like any good content creator, I decide the best time for violence is while live streaming. Here we go.
Shredder Maxi.
Ah, the rat!
On the day I streamed, 3 attempts at rat catching were made. Did any of these attempts succeed in catching the rat? No. Ah, fuck! But in all 3 of them, we made it past phase 1, which I call progress. Phase 2 of the rat has you facing him in a giant mecha, and it is easily as difficult as the Lich boss fight. Jesus Christ. Also, because I was live streaming, this thing that I had popping up for Gamer Subs periodically is just part of the footage. This mecha vermin fight sponsored by Anime Girl Caffeine. Use code Verac for 10% off.
Who would win, a resourceful or rat rack?
Shut up! Anyway, next day, run number 38, not live streaming anymore. I intend on killing that rat, but I find a weird glitched chest on floor 1 before I've even found a weapon. I don't remember what this chest does, but soon I'm reminded. What is this horse shit? This apparently traumatized me so much that I didn't record anything else for the rest of the day. The gaming equivalent of wake up, take a shit, get out of bed. However, the next run, the next day, was very different. Run number 39 as the pilot. We make it to the rat, defeat phase 1, face off versus his giant mecha, and win! Whoa! Let's see phase 3! Huh? He's beating my ass, Doc, help me! Okay, so turns out phase 3 is punch out. It's just punch out. There's 3 rounds, you dodge and then hit him, all that shit. I've never played punch out. None of my previous practice with any of the challenges thus far helped me here. I am so sick of this road. The rat kicks my ass here, but the weird thing about phase 3 of the resourceful rat is that if you lose, you don't die and the run doesn't end. You just get kicked out back to his base and basically told to scram. There are some big chests in his base as well as some other secrets, but you need big fancy rat keys for those, and you get those keys by smacking them out of him. It's time to get good at punch out. I do a few more runs today. One makes it to phase 3 again with similar result. One more didn't have money for the key to the lair and had to restart. Another died in phase 2, and the endgame screen says, I died to the handsomest king, this fucking guy. Run number 43. I finally learned to alternate my punches for more damage, and I figured out how the star punches work too. You have to punch them at exactly the right moment to earn one, and if you take any damage, you lose them all. I don't win this fight, but important discoveries were made. Run number 44. Just wasn't feeling it. Run number 45. Made it to phase 3 without much success. But run number 46. This is the run where we hit that vermin square in the jaw with a star punch, giving us another rat key. Yeah! I learned from a friend that you can also get one extra key by knocking him out every round with a triple star punch, but the difference between that and just knocking him out with a 1-star punch is only 1 key. I'm good with 5 keys, that'll unlock all the chests and then some. So, the new plan. We're not just trying to kick his ass now. I'm pretty sure I could do that at this point if I wanted to. Now, I want the keys too. It's a new day, and I choose the Gunslinger to fight the rat. I haven't played him since unlocking him, so it's time to take him for a spin. Well, first Huntress dies to phase 2, then it's Gunslinger time. Run number 48, Gunslinger dies in humiliation. That was a mulligan. Run number 49, Gunslinger dies to phase 2. That was a mulligan to the mulligan, don't worry about it. Run number 50, Gunslinger makes it to phase 3. Ultimately loses the fight, but knocks out 3 keys out of the rat for a new record. But this is the big one. Run number 51, the Gunslinger makes it to phase 3. Knocks a key out of him for starting the match. Then a star punch KO. Then another one. Then a third. Closing out the match with 5 total keys. Total rat humiliation. Yeah! Oh, I'm so happy. The rat is begging for mercy. He's telling me his full story. I kick him around all day. I open all of his big fancy rat chests and I take all of his shit. Oh, and does it feel good to take his stuff instead of the other way around. The rat has some powerful unique items, and if you grab enough of them, you become the crafty rodent himself, which is exactly what we do. We become an overpowered, highly kitted out, crazy Skaven menace, and nothing can stop us. We jump to floor 5 with the last rat key we earned, wipe the floor with the dragon, stomp our way through bullet hell practically without trying, and then, just to really rub it in, we kill the double Lich one last time. That is step 6 completed, and the entire master plan fully realized. God, does it feel good. And with that, this gargantuan video is finally done. It took way longer than I expected to make due to a lot of real-life things that came up this year. So since it took so long, I want to give a huge thank you to all of the people supporting the channel on Patreon, as well as all of the YouTube members out there. You guys keep the channel going with your oh-so-generous blood money, and patience, and probably good looks as well. Oh, and a big thank you to anybody who watched to the end of this video. That is an accomplishment in and of itself. I love you all very much. Let me know what you thought about the video in the comments below, and I'll see ya in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye!